All right, guys, welcome to our bi-weekly Team Perseverance team call. It is Monday, April 2nd. So for those of you who live near us, we just had a snowstorm this morning. Happy spring. And yeah, we're getting sick of it. But anyway, I am so excited that it's April, and I think I'm in like overload mode. Like writing down tonight's notes and all of the stuff that we have coming is like insane, but so good because it's so exciting, and there's so many things for everybody to get on board with. And I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed, like, oh my God, we have this. Oh my God, we have that. Because I think that it's really cool that we actually have a lot of things going on, because I think you should be picking and choosing what your jam is, like what you feel comfortable with. You know, like I know Dave and I are going hardcore with the beach bars, you know, and that's kind of where our focus is going to be for the month of April and probably May. But there's a lot of things coming. So I'm going to first start off the call with just going over everything, like everything. And if we have any questions, we can just jump in there. Dave's going to do the recognition. And then we're going to do something a little different today, because I put a post up in the team page, and I put a message out to some of the girls I have a group message with, asking for what did you want tonight's topic to be about? Because a lot of times Dave and I try to go off the pulse of the team and what you need, right? I don't want to be training you on something that you're like, all right, Kristen, like we've talked about inviting like 2,400 times. But at the end of the day, I know there are always new coaches joining us, so I know it's important to talk about those things. But Devin, I have to give the props to Devin, because she came up with the idea to do a round robin where whoever would like to volunteer is going to just pick one thing that's working for them in their business and share their top tip. And I guarantee we're going to have a lot of little tidbits that we can pull away at the end of this call and be like, oh my gosh, that was really helpful because I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z, and that can help me. So I think that this is a great way to hear from not just us talking, right? Like, who wants to keep hearing our big mouths, right? So hearing from everybody else on the team who's killing it, and there are a lot of you killing it. I saw the recognition post for the 500 and the 1,000 PV. I mean, it's starting to fill up, guys. Like the 500, the names are like getting smaller and smaller because the recognition is getting bigger and bigger, which is so exciting. I am so pumped and so proud to be a part of this team and to have you all as a part of it. So thank you so much. And the teacher in me is coming out. Everybody reach up high. Give yourselves a big pat on the back. You should be proud of yourselves. You're amazing. That's what we used to do in kindergarten. All right. So Dave is going to do the recognition first, and then I'll go over the all of the announcements.
So, guys, I am going to do the leaders of Team Perseverance for the 500 Club and the 1,000 Club totals for the month of March. So I'm going to read these names going down. And like you guys know, the 500 PV volume a month is what we're striving for each and every month, because if you can do that and duplicate that with your team and your coaches, you're going to have massive success as a coach. So in the 500 Club, Megan Bassett, Kristen Otis, Mary Doyle, Kay Savard, Susie Pegg, Sarah Bailey, Jen Holman, Michelle Broder, Michelle Berkey, Mindy Connor, Katrina Trotta, Gina Strecco, Maria Sideropoulos, Margaret Michelle, Melanie Yoka, Maria Peterson, Karen Brazillo, Catherine Cardianis, Stacy Ferrante, Shauna Carlucci, Heather Potter, Tracy Roberts, Kerry John, Stephanie Karras, Kim Petrucci, Lizada Negron, Joanna Barolis, Kelly Della Vecchia, Michelle Della Sala, Cara Weiner, Mary Palumbo, and Shantae Bartley in the 500 Club. In the 1,000 Club, myself, Kristen Atkins, Julia Carrera, Joan Carrozza. By the way, she just hit her first $1,000 week as a Beachbody coach. So congratulations to Joan. Lindsay Kaufman, Patricia Ferris, Shannon Larice, Rachel Cullivan, Darlene Heath, Tyann Sanchez, Devin Wheaton, Ali Cross, Sharice Nolson, Greg Armstrong, Liz Mullenbrook, Dana McLeod, Jessica Guzman, Joanna Anamadoris, and Elizabeth Guerrera for the team leaders in Team Perseverance. And then, let me do the cover photo.
Well, that's the old one.
Oh, no, it's the old one. We
You
haven't
didn't
got
update
the
it
we
yet.
didn't update it yet. So stand by
Next
to
time.
stand by. I was ready to shout out Lindsay and Kristen again.
But you can. You can, right?
For February, Lindsay Kaufman had 17 Success Club points. I'll just remind everybody on that. And Kristen had 5 coaches. But, guys, congratulations in the leaderboards for that.
And yeah, I just want to talk about Joan real quick. She's not on the call. She's with her 91-year-old grandmother tonight. But Joan went live in the team page yesterday or the day before. I asked her to. She is very not, it's not her thing to go live and to be showy or anything like that. She doesn't think it is. But she's like, you know, just between you and I had my biggest pay week ever. And I hit $1,000. So she made $1,000. And in her live video, it's her son bouncing on a trampoline that she went out and bought for her kids for Easter. She also said that she paid off a bill that she was holding off on. And she's like, you know, I paid it. I didn't have to worry about it. And so like Beachbody's doing really great things for her. And I will tell you this, Joan works her butt off. Okay. The woman has been hitting Success Club for, I don't even know how many months in a row now, but well over 1.5 to 2 years. And I'm in Success Club 10 and higher. She's all about, and Michelle Broder works closely with her. She's really all about helping people. Her focus is nutrition and the containers. That's her jam. That's how she lost 65 pounds. So she takes what's personal to her, and that's what she shares a lot of. She's also very big into Daily Sunshine because her kids drink it. Her son has Lyme's disease. So she's all about the nutrition piece of Beachbody, and she really shares that with everyone. So I'm really, really proud of her for having her biggest pay week ever. You know, and there's no shortage of pay out there, right? It's just you got to go out and get it. So
and to answer that, I think the most important thing is that it's not the money per se, but it's what the money can do
totally
for you as a coach. So for her hitting $1,000, like it's not the money, but it's the options that in fact she was able to do, Joan, by in fact getting that $1,000. One other announcement I want to announce to you guys is, and I want to share my screen, is in 2 weeks on our next team call, we have a guest speaker. And our guest speaker is going to be none other than a personal friend of Kristen and ours, 4-time elite coach Kim Lima, who was on the national wake-up call this morning speaking to the entire network of a few 100,000 coaches. So she will be guest speaking on our call 2 weeks from tonight. So you do not want to miss Kim speaking. Again, 4-time elite coach, and stay tuned for more details on that. And I heard her national wake-up call today was absolutely phenomenal.
I'm going to be listening to it tomorrow. But yes, yeah, Kim's awesome. So stay tuned. Put that in your calendar. All right. Before I go on, do we have any shout outs, you guys? Just shout out who you are most proud of. Wave it loud and proud, you guys. Just unmute yourself. I see Devin. Just unmute yourself, Dev. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Trisha. She is one of my new coaches, and she pushed so hard. She hit Success Club 12, and I want to say she did it in like 4 days. It was insane. She is a leader. She's really like showing her true colors, and it makes me so happy, and I'm just so incredibly proud of her. So I just wanted to give her a shout out.
Awesome. Anybody else? Just go for it.
Hey guys, I want to shout out Ashley. She is a new coach on our team, and she came right out, signed up, wants to get started on this mission, work the business. She hasn't even started. She did day 1 of 80-day obsession today, and she's on our call tonight, and she's in Coach Basic. So she's ready to rock it. So thanks, Ashley, for hopping on.
Well, welcome, Ashley. Good for you. Excellent.
I've got one.
Go for it.
I don't see Darlene. Is she on? Is Darlene on? Anybody see her? Okay. Regardless, when she watches the playback, Darlene Heath had an incredible month last month, you guys. This woman has taken the bull by the horns. She hit Success Club. Was it 10 or 12, Linz? I think it was 12. I think it was 12. This lady has taken absolute, I can't even tell you guys, she is working her tail off at her full-time job. She is a great, like, she's got so many things going on, and yet she is making this a gigantic priority in her life. And she's hitting Success Club 10 and higher, and I could not be more proud of her. So Darlene.
She's on the leaderboard.
Way up there, the wacko. I'm so proud.
That's awesome. Excellent. Anybody else want to shout it out?
Me.
Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Sandy Kirkwood, who I don't think is on because she teaches a class at night, but she started 80-Day Obsession and has stuck to it 100% to this day, and has shared her results publicly on her Facebook for the very first time. She posted her pictures because she's finally getting that confidence that she needs. So I'm super proud of her for that, and she's starting to show that confidence in her live videos that she's doing. So I'm really, really happy for her.
Excellent. I got to go check out those before and afters. Love it. Excellent. Anybody else?
Yes, I'd like to shout out Edie Spinelli. She's on her first team call tonight, and I'm really proud of Joan. She's my coach. And Stephanie Karras is really Stephen Karras.
Okay.
Thanks.
Excellent. Thanks, Teresa. And I am going to shout out, I know my coach, Lisa, is not on the call tonight. Her son has hockey until 9. But she signed up her very first challenger today, and a bod customer. So both in one day. I know she's working on a brand new coach as well, and she is focused on going green for spring. So I think that's going to happen really soon. So that's Lisa DeNoy. I'm really proud of her for jumping right in. And by the way, Lisa is an example of somebody that I was hesitant to ask about coaching. And I know, Lisa, you're probably going to watch this. But I was hesitant because she was like take the bull by the horns girl, and I was kind of intimidated by her. You know,
Give the backstory. Lisa was the team manager that overlooked organizing everything for our daughter Sadie's travel ice hockey team. So I said to Kristen, I think she'd make a great coach because she's a workhorse. Mm-hmm. She's happy. She's outgoing. She's driven. We knew she worked out, and it was one of those ones that I think Kristen was a little hesitant, and you did it. And now it shows you that sometimes you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone all the time and to level up.
Yeah, and she's so happy in the challenge group. She's like, this is like, I've never had anything like this before. So she's like really, really excited. So don't assume if you think someone's going to make a good coach or not. Just freaking ask them. Ask them. The worst is they will say no to you, right? But, you know, the best is they could be a coach on our team, right? And be awesome. All right, one more shout out. Anybody else have another shout out? Otherwise, we're moving on. Okay. So I am going to start going over all of the news of all the stuff that's happening. So bear with me if I make mistakes. If I'm off with dates or something, just correct me as I go because it's a lot. All right. First things first, this month, for the month of April, the deluxe and mega challenge packs and completion packs, the bod ones and the 80-day obsession ones are all $20 off. Melanie Yoakum had put a post up in the team page today with a script for she is sending out her free customers and how she's explaining it. So make sure you go into the team page and look for that. She shared it with us today. So it was a great script. I'm going to be using it. So don't reinvent the wheel. Go check out what Melanie's got going. And it's a great option to send out to your customers. The Facebook challenge group with Autumn. So a lot of you are in that group. Even if you're not, she's having another group continuing on. If you sell an 80-day challenge pack or a completion pack between March 19th and April 23rd, you are automatically in that group with Autumn. So make sure you get in because everybody's saying that that's a lot of fun. Beach bars, whoop, whoop. April 6th, they are going to be launched. This Friday. If you're on the Beachbody Champions page, which hopefully everybody is, if you're not, just search it and request to join it. There's going to be a live training on this Wednesday. I think it was with Kevin Shaw. And he's going to go over how to market it and things that can help you. But Dave and I have been sending out emails to our customers. Some of you may have gotten them. And we're going to be doing a fun raffle with the Beach Bars for anybody who buys the 3-pack, right? The 3-pack, because that's worth the Success Club points. We're going to be doing a raffle. If they buy the 3-pack within the first 2-week window, we're going to be raffling off a full tub of Energize for anybody who does that. So we are putting that in our last email to them. Actually, the second to last email is going to explain a little bit about it. And then the final email, once we can get our links live, we're going to put those into the email with the actual raffle information.
And if you haven't seen it, I posted in the team page exactly the emails I'm sending to all of our customers and coaches. Now, many of you that are Emerald or higher have customers that you need to search in your back office. And I laid out a series of 5 emails. I actually just a note to you guys. I knocked it down and took two of the newsletters that are there. The links are still there, and I combined it. So instead of sending so many, but the point I'm trying to make is you can reference mine. You can go in the Coach Online office and look under the Beach Bars toolkit, and you can comprise your own. But the thing is to do something, like go in your back office, search all your customers, your coaches, and start getting in touch with them through an email and send some stuff out. Don't just sit back. You have to be proactive with this.
Also, we did it on our Instagram stories. We'll probably do it again on our Instagram stories with a poll. And we each had a couple of people interested that are interested in the bars. And the great thing is, this does not have to be like you have to do a challenge group to get these bars. Like anybody can get these bars, right? So there are so many people that go and buy Kind bars and RX bars. So this is such a great way to get new customers just to buy the bars, right? And that could hopefully open the gates for something else. So make sure you get on that. Super Saturday is April 7th. Some of them are Friday or Sunday. Who is going to a Super Saturday and already has their ticket ready to go? Okay, if you don't, it is not too late and it is a must. You guys need to get to live events. There is nothing like live events. If you go to your Coach Online office under Events tab, go to Super Saturday, and it'll show you where all of the Super Saturdays are located. I have to give a shout out to Penny Feasy from the UK because she stepped up and is running a UK Super Saturday from her house. And her goal is to get between 5 to 10 people at her house. And that's what corporate in UK is encouraging, that people step up and just run these events. And Penny's like, oh my God, I just said I'm going to do it, but I'm doing it. So she's doing it. Yeah, I'm really, really proud of her. So that's really exciting for our UK family. But again, anybody can do it. Dave and I started in our local library, and we had, I think, 15 to 20 people. We got a box of Joe, little thing of waters. We put an insanity workout in. We play the video that corporate hands you. They even give you the talking points, so you don't even have to think about what to say. And it's a really great way to bring coaches from other teams together, from your own team together. So if you don't have one locally, don't complain about it. Do one. It's not hard.
And there's a lot of great announcements coming this weekend.
Yes.
And that's going to push us right until Summit. That's literally around the corner.
Yes. Okay. Success Club. If you hit Success Club this month, you are earning a t-shirt or a tank top. I forget what it says. Something about like sweat is the secret sauce or something. I don't know. It looks cute. It's a freebie. I love it. I'm going for it. Success Club party at Summit. So let me talk about Summit real quick first. I put a doc up in our Team Perseverance page just a little while ago. For those of you that already know you're attending Summit, could you please edit that doc as soon as possible? I want to start getting a head count because I'm getting the team party set up. We usually have been ordering team shirts every year, so I'm going to get some indie shirts made up. So stay tuned for that. But I want to get a head count as soon as possible for those of you that are definitely coming. I'm going to say this about Summit. This month, the Summit tickets are on sale again. They are, let me look in my my notes, $165 for your summit ticket in the month of April. Guys, if you're worried about getting there, how am I going to get there? I don't have the money. I don't have the daycare. Buy the ticket. When you jump and do something, you figure out the rest after. I'm telling you now, you will regret not coming and watching all of the rest of us have a great time and come back and watch our businesses explode. I'm telling you now. And those of you that have been to Summit know what I'm talking about, right? So get your Summit ticket, $165 this month, and put your name on that list so I know just a general head count of who is coming. If you have a guest coming with you, like a spouse or something, make sure you put their name on a separate line and just number. All right? The Success Club party at Summit, how to earn that. So these parties are really cool. They're very special parties that they award to coaches who work their tails off. If you hit Success Club in the months of March and April, you do have to hit it both months. So I know March is over. So those of you that hit it in March, try to hit it in April as well. And you have to have a combined points of 20 or higher in order to qualify for that party. All right, so who's going for it? I know we are. All right, we'll see. Got to get those 20 points. There's also a leadership ladder reception at Summit, which is going to be the best of the best. You have to be a team leader in the month of April on the leadership ladder and be a 2-star or higher in the month of April. I think 2-star, I think one qualifying week in the month of April. I'm not 100% sure on that. You can earn a photo op with Autumn, Joel, and Chris at the, is that on the trip? Is that on the trip?
Yeah, I think
it's on the trip.
That's a Success Club trip.
Okay, so if you're going to Riviera Maya, you can earn a photo op with Autumn, Joel, and Chris if you hit Success Club 10 between April 1st and April 11th. So that's like now. So you got to work to hit. I know Melanie's working on it. I know Joan's working on it. I know a few different people are working on hitting Success Club 10. I'm working on it. You want those photo ops. Those are awesome, right? And who's excited for Joel's new program? Who's freaking out? I am.
Testosterone.
Finally.
Poor
Dave. Dave's been such a trooper doing 80-day obsession, but it hasn't been pretty. But his butt is really juicy. Anyway. All right. If you were looking to rank advance to be recognized at Summit, that everybody's laughing at me.
I know.
To be recognized at Summit, to walk on the stage, rank advancements, you have to wake up on April 12th, starting your qualification period, because you have to hold it for 6 weeks in order to get that rank. So just so you know, if you're pushing for a specific rank, April 12th is the day you have to have it by. Oh, this is really cool too. I didn't even know this. So anybody who gets a challenge pack or performance challenge pack in the month of April will have the option to add on a 3-day refresh for $27.95. So they reduced the price of the 3-day refresh, and it's like it's going to pop up if they get the challenge pack. Like, you can add on the refresh for $27.95. So that's a great way to talk to people about, you know, cleaning up their eating for the spring, right? Like a spring cleanup, and adding on the refresh for a cheaper price. And then coming May 2nd is To Be Mindset. I'm really excited. We're going to learn more about this at Super Saturday. But this is going to be, I think this is going to be a pretty big game changer for our nutrition piece. And for people who struggle with nutrition and emotional eating, I think it's going to be amazing. So make sure you're at that Super Saturday so you can learn all about To Be Mindset and how that's going to go down.
Can I just add, Kristen put up a doc. If you're going to Summit, please put your name on the doc and edit the doc so we can kind of have an idea how many people are going to be there. That. I know, I'm just reminding everybody because last year it struggled.
Okay.
The doc struggled.
All right. Any questions about all of those announcements? It's a lot. It's definitely a lot coming out, but a lot to work with. I mean, they're giving us so much. So I really have a feeling the next few months, guys, like some businesses are going to blow up. If you stay consistent and if you're doing this every single day and if you don't give up, right? Is it one time?
Yeah, Summit is the biggest coaching event of the year. It's once a year.
Yes.
And it's
Super Saturdays.
Just go to coachsummit.com and you can see a lot there, right?
Yeah. I don't know if she's asking about Super Saturday, but Super Saturday is quarterly. But Summit is the big shebang, and that's once a year. It's in Indy this year. All right, so let's get started. If there's no other questions, let me check the chat. Buy your ticket. It's so much fun. Da, da, da. Okay. Let's get started. I know some people are going to be sharing their top tips on what is working for them in their business. And I have my coach, Maria Mia, cannot be on, but she has some great tips for Instagram. I'll share that in a little bit. But who would like to go first? We're just going to jump right in. One thing, without talking too long, what's working for you and how can that help other people on our team? All right, I see Michelle Broder raising her hand. So let's go with Michelle. What are you doing?
I'm just trying to minimize.
Go ahead, Michelle. You can unmute. There you go.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
What's really working for me, I think, right now is Instagram. I'm not that I'm getting a lot of bites in the program, but I'm actually bringing them over into my Facebook group. So a lot of people are getting to know me a little bit more personal versus the Instagram. And I think that was huge. I think I brought about 11 people over last month. And it was the gal who was older and her daughter was a Beachbody coach. Well, she introduced me to her daughter, and her other daughter actually bought a challenge pack, and she's in the group this month. So it is working, and I think that's neat how we can just bring it over and then kind of form that relationship. So that's working. And I'm doing that stim too. That's it blows up. It's great. Learning a lot about the hashtags, let me tell you.
You know what, Michelle? I think that Instagram for a lot of us was uncharted territory. We didn't really know what we're doing.
Yes.
I commend you for just jumping in. And
Yeah.
You're learning as you go. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
And it's working. It's all about building relationships. That's all you got to know. Right?
That's right. That's right. Yep.
But I'm proud of you, Michelle. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Who's up? Who would like to go next?
Devin.
Devin. Where's Dev? I lost her.
You just changed it. Just unmute yourself,
Unmute
Dev.
yourself, Dev.
Hey guys.
Hey, Dev.
Hey. Hey. So I want to share, I have so many things to share, but I'm going to share something that I always struggled with. And that was, how do I onboard my coaches in a simple way that's duplicatable? I always got stuck there. So what I've started doing is I hop on a call with them, a 3-way, with either, if it's my personally sponsored coach, I jump on a call with them over the phone or on Zoom, and I welcome them to the team personally, face to face. And then I give them their first assignment. And that first assignment is always sharing their story on Facebook. And what this is doing is it's basically it's forcing them to sit down and think about how their Beachbody has changed them emotionally, physically, all that good stuff. And it's challenging them to put it out there right away, right in the beginning. And what's happening is they're getting a lot of comments, and it's opening the door for conversations, and they're getting some quick wins right out of the gate. And I feel like it's giving them some momentum to kind of, and confidence to keep going. So that's one thing that I'm doing, and my coaches, I'm trying to share with them to start doing, and it seems to be really helping people right away. So
Excellent. Thank you, Dev.
mm-hmm.
You the best.
You the best.
You the best. All right. Who else?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay. Who's that?
That's Lindsay.
Lindsay.
So, okay, I gotta cut this down. I think I took a little too many notes here. But really, this is what I do. Really, it's about like posting and so if I can just give you like a couple tips, it would be, we all hear about branding ourselves. Well, I never understood that. I was like, how the hell do I brand myself? I don't get it. But really, it's like, who am I? You have to, it's like, what's personal to you? I'm not all about fitness all the time, but I am about the health and wellness. I'm a vegan. I'm a mom of 2. I'm a bartender, and I love music. So I try to incorporate those 5 things into every single post daily. And what that does is it builds trust. It builds relationships. It allows me to be relatable, and it allows me to be genuine, because those are the things that really mean something to me. So you want people to picture themselves in your life. They want to know your whole story, not just your fitness story. So I think it's really important to write down 5 things that are really personal to you that have nothing to do with health and fitness. And, or if it does, that's fine too, but incorporate those into every single story. And with your story has to come a really good picture. So make sure it's clear. Make sure you have a good filter. If you guys are on Instagram, use the same filter. We hear that all the time. But you know, it is important to take that extra second to just take another second to to redo a picture. Like it does make all the difference, and just have fun with it. So that's it.
Excellent. Thank you, Linz. I think
Sure.
that's very helpful. And I think that's something that we need to hear over and over again.
It's not just fitness, there's other areas.
Yeah. And I think when a lot of coaches get on Instagram, they're like, oh, all these coaches are following me, you know, because when we use specific hashtags like, you know, health and fitness related, that's who's going to find you. So guys, it's really important, especially those of you using STEM. And I think Dave and I both agree that that's what's been working for us. Is STEM. I mean, it takes the whole step out of having to go find people on those, you know, those TJ Maxx racks, like I always talk about. And then STEM brings them to us. So, you know, maybe out of 10 people, like 2 might be really good quality. Like, wow, this is more like my tribe. But that's excellent because then I don't have to do that part. And it's even sending them messages, you know, introducing myself and asking them what they do and just starting that conversation. So I think that is huge to have access to that. So that's what we wanted to add was that STEM helps, but also branding yourself in a way that has nothing to do with health and fitness is huge. And that's what makes you stand out from all those other Beachbody coaches that are all over, right?
And do not on STEM, this I found with some coaches, do not have Beachbody related accounts as accounts that you're following because you're only going to have it getting coaches to follow you back. That's a big one.
Deanette, so it's called STIM, STIM, STIM Social. It's a website. It's a website, right? It's a website that helps you gain Instagram followers by putting in 5 different accounts of things that you're interested in. Like I use teachers, Joanna Gaines, things like that, things that I like. And they follow those accounts. They follow people who follow those accounts. So it helps grow your followers for you while you're sleeping. And essentially, I pay $40 a month, and it sends them messages to introduce myself. And you start conversations. It starts them for you. It takes that whole step out, which takes a lot of time out of your day, right? And it really helps. So STEM,
it's unbelievable.
Social. You guys need to be doing it. All right. Who else wants to share something that's
me? Hi, everybody. You got to hear my voice. I'm pretty new. First of all, I want to thank my coaches, Julia and Gina. Hi. And because you do talk about STEAM Social, I'm there basically did jump start on that 2 weeks ago, and I gathered about 800 followers. And it's actually also my video repetition because I'm feeling very nervous when I talk on camera. My heart pumps out. Anyway, this is just kind of self-promotion. Anyway, I have only one person so far interested on doing challenge packs. So like I said, tomorrow will be officially a month since I signed up. And I'm being consistent with phone calls, trying to use all your helpful tips, your videos, David Atkins, that my coach referred to you about STEAM Social, and I'm being on Instagram about 3 months, and I'm about hitting 1,000 followers, so it does works. And you know, just taking it from there, and all the tips that vegan lady Lindsay had pointed out, I'm using that, so it does help. It's fun, so I'm hoping in the next conversation on the call or next month, I will be able to introduce some people. And anyway, I'm practicing on gaining more confidence and talking to these live videos. So keep me on and have a good one.
And just know that it does take some time to get the ball rolling, and you know, the more conversations you have, the more people you're going to always have in your funnel. It really does start to pick up. So you're on the right track. Good for you for just jumping in and just learning as you go. You guys don't have to know everything to be successful. And I shared this, I think maybe on Lindsay's call last week. when I first started as a coach, I knew nothing about the back office or any of that. Dave's like, well, did you look in your back office? I'm like, yeah, I don't really know how that works. I didn't do any of that. I was just like, I want to help people. You know, I knew I could put them in a Facebook group. I could talk to them. And that's all I really knew for a long time. You don't have to know all that other stuff, you know, like just know it's about relationships. And my friend Megan Blinka said on that call we did with her, you know, I'm a professional friend maker. That's how you have to think of it yourself. I'm a professional friend maker. Every single day, that's what your goal should be. And that's how the confidence builds, right? Practice builds confidence. That's it, by doing it. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. Does anyone else want to share a top tip that's working for them or something that they can see is helping?
I'll share something really quickly.
Sure.
For those of you that know me, you know that I tend to approach things with a lot of humor and very lightly. And I think what works for me is a very realistic and casual approach with people, and make sure that when you are talking to people, it doesn't matter what it's about, whether it's just introducing yourself and forming a relationship, whether it's in introducing them to what it is we're doing, whether it's an invite, whether it's information about coaching, whatever the topic is that you're covering. I think it's really important, you guys, to remember to sit back, take a breath, and speak to that person as if they were sitting across from you at a Starbucks or over cocktails or over dinner or over whatever, and make sure that it is your voice and not some droid that's spitting out a whole bunch of information. Because what I find is the more I start pulling from scripts that other people have written, from other people's voices, from other ideas, people's ideas, if I don't take the time to look at that amazing advice and make it my own voice, they're going to call BS on you and they're going to check out instantaneously. And so what I really am finding over the past several months is just talking as if you were wanting to be spoken to yourself, and talking as if it was your best friend, and using a lot of "listen, woman," or "come on, girl," or whatever the casual nature of it is. That's how people want to be spoken to, as if that you were face to face. And if you can get on a Zoom or a FaceTime call with people, that's even better. But if you can't, make sure that your communication via text or messenger is very, very light and non-pressing, because people respond to that a lot better. That's all.
Right. I've had to take out "hey girl" in a lot of the scripts that I've seen today. I'll be honest. You know,
and they write back, "Hey, creeper."
You know,
poor Dave.
I even got caught with that story with what's the good word to that guy?
Oh my God, I can't. Excellent, Allie. Thank you for sharing. I think we have Beth Guerrera who's about to share, because her and I just had a conversation, like 2 weeks ago, Beth?
Yeah, so not that long ago. So just by way of quick background, what I had shared with Kristen was that I honestly had hit a kind of point with my business that I was really struggling to fit it into my life, and found that it was just not happening. And back to Kristen's point about feeling overwhelmed. So I actually sat down and laid out my whole day, just literally from start to finish, from the time I got up to the time I went to bed, when I was working, what I need to do for the kids, etc. And instead of looking for an hour, because that just felt overwhelming, I found 10 to 15 minute pockets throughout the day. And I just sort of wrote it down and said, okay, this is exactly what I'm going to do in these 5 minutes or these 10 minutes. And I made it less about how many people I was going to contact or how many messages I was going to send or how many whatevers. And instead just said, I'm going to do it for 10 minutes. And this is exactly what I'm going to focus on. And I found it's made me a lot more productive and candidly a lot less stressed and a lot less nasty, because I was just running around, and I felt like in the end, it was just, I was getting frustrated and almost burned out by the fact, because I felt like I never got around to everything. So that worked for me very much.
Yeah, excellent. And guys, I'll stress it again over and over again, because Beth's not the only one who has voiced her concern with feeling overwhelmed, right? Because we have a mobile business, it is way too convenient to be on our phones at all times and ignore the people that we love most, right? And not to have that shutdown time, and then all of a sudden to feel that burnout. And we are striving so hard not to get to that burnout stage, because a lot of coaches have burned out and left because of it. And we do not want that. We want this to be something that you love doing and you're passionate about, but you equally need to love your family and your other obligations, right? So it's so important that you schedule your work hours as if you own a restaurant or a coffee shop, open for business, closed for business. Shut down time is important to be with your family. Make sure, you have those specific times. Your family knows, okay, I'm not going to be working my business at this time, or I am going to be working my business at this time. It's got to be on the schedule. Everybody's got to know about it. And then you really, truly appreciate your shutdown time when you do it, because you worked your business. You were extremely effective in the time that you did have dedicated to it, because everybody's busy, right? So you need to be, extremely focused and intentional when you do work your business. So that way you feel good shutting down and saying, okay, now I can focus on my family, right? So important.
Right.
Okay, that's it. Anybody else want to add a top tip that's helping them? Anything. It could be a little anecdote, a little anything. If not, I can share what Maria had shared with me. And I know Joan wanted to share something too. But Maria, my coach Maria, she is very big into Instagram stories, which I think we all should be. And she is just really starting to pick up momentum. And she's been struggling with her business on and off for a while now. She works really crazy hours at her mom's. They own a pizzeria, so she works like 12-hour days. She's finding that Instagram stories is her jam because it's building up her confidence. It lets people see your authentic self. Like these are her words, but this is all true, right? She said, people get to see how Beachbody is intertwined into my crazy day, and how it's just a piece of me and how it's helped me get to where I am. And so she said, always the people that watches her stories, she watches their stories and makes sure she's commenting on their stories as well. So that way conversations are so much easier. When we post something, it's like, it's just a picture and just some words, and you can't feel the feelings behind it. But with your Instagram stories and your Facebook stories too, people really get to see who you are. They see you're good, you're bad, you're ugly. And I think that's what people relate to the most. And she said she's just finding it so much easier to start conversations, because the people that are watching you want to watch you. Those are your hot prospects, right? You don't have to hunt those people down. They're there. So if you're not doing Instagram stories or Facebook stories, I'm begging you to just jump in and do it. I didn't know what the heck I was doing when I first started. And it doesn't have to be, hours worth of footage, right? Just a few throughout your day to get you going. And once you start to do it, it's kind of fun. I think it is kind of fun.
No, it's fun. And I'll be honest, doing that combined with Stim Social, I don't even have a half a second to worry about when somebody says no, because you are in so many conversations. I mean, literally, I think today I probably spoke to 50 or more different people, whether through follow-ups, inbox, and it's just growing to the point where sometimes Kristen's like, you need to slow it down because work gets busy. But I'm in like this relentless mindset right now. And I'm like, no, I'm just letting it go. And if I can't get it tomorrow night, if I'm free, I'll catch up with the 40 messages sitting in my inbox. Like it's just, and the people are great. You really need to, I mean, it is what it is. Like Gary Vaynerchuk says, if you're not building on Instagram right now, guys, your business you're losing out. You're missing out, period. Yeah. Straight up.
You don't have to know what you're doing.
No.
Just do it. I just do like stupid hashtags. Sometimes they're not even real hashtags. Like I just make them up because I think it's like funny. But I still think that you get engagement from really good people, and and they're watching. Like I have one girl that gave me was asking what I did in the beginning, and I kind of told her, she's like, yeah, but there's a price for everything. She was really negative with me, so I let her go. But she follows me. She's been watching me. She messaged me today and said, all right, I need to know more information. And this is like 2 or 3 months she's been watching me now. And she was pretty negative in the beginning, but she's been following my journey. She's like, you and your husband are so inspirational. You know, I think I really need help. So just know that it's going to take some time for some people. Not everyone's just going to jump and buy a challenge pack after being friends with you for 2 weeks. They're not going to. This is your cold market. You have to work harder to get them to trust you. And like Lindsay said, if you're being your authentic self and you're sharing on your Instagram stories and you're posting on, 2 to 3 times a day there, people are going to see your authentic self come through. Your content is your diary. It's your day. It's you. It's who you are in a nutshell, right? And when you post, I want you to think about making your message, making sure you have some sort of message connecting to people, right? Instead of just a workout picture, you want to say, like, why are you working out? What is it helping you do? Who is it helping, right? Like, who's part of your journey with you? Is it your kids, your family, your team, your challenge group? Share all of those little bits all throughout your day, every single day, and people continue to watch you, and it's like reading your diary.
I'll be honest, I think in a way Instagram stories are easier than a post, because a post, you got to find the good photo.
Yeah.
And you got to write it out, and you're spending 5 to 10 minutes doing it, where if you just constantly keep just snapping your day, stories of what goes out, they see the real you, and you can share your workouts and what you're doing, and I think it's so much easier at times. Sometimes I don't get a post in an entire day. I'll be honest. I've went 2 days recently. I didn't post once on Instagram or on Facebook. I'm busy at work, but I got up a dozen Instagram stories, so I'm still getting a lot of connection.
Yeah.
There was a question. When you guys started to do stories on Instagram, I mean, at first, did you do like kind of mirror repetition, how you talk and how you sound, or you just kind of press play and you just talk, envision like a huge public out there? Like, how did you do it at first?
I did it. You got to realize 24 hours from now, your stories are gone. So any new followers you have, when I first started, I spoke and talked as if I've been doing it for years. I know,
I watched. That's why I'm asking, because it sounded super professional. And, like, I'm not afraid of talking. I just hit the moment sometimes that I'm like, had the moment to do it some days, and just I kind of took it back because I was like, what if I sound stupid? I mean, even if it's gone after 24 hours. That's why I had a hard time with it, because, it's easier for me to do the picture for now, because it still generates the likes and passing it along through other friendships or connections or followers. So I'm getting there, but I just was wondering how you guys did it.
No, I want to add to that, like Kristen said, and the thing we heard, practice builds confidence. I believe that. You have to, if you were to go back and look at some of my YouTube videos from 6 or 7 years ago, I speak like a stalker on this monotone voice. Hi, I'm Dave, and we're doing a challenge group. And so this has just been from years of just doing videos has become natural, and speaking to audiences and groups has become natural. But I grew into that after 7 years. So I want you to, don't get into comparing of where, say, we are or other coaches have been doing a couple of years. Because if you go back and look at where I was years ago, it was totally different. So now it's just natural. Like in a second, I'm like, story, and I just talk.
And
you'll get there too.
Yeah,
you'll get there
we do our workouts. We do stuff with our kids. So I'm just constantly like trying to be cognizant of it. Oh, this would be a good story. Real quick, just documenting it.
Yeah.
And then if you save it on your phone, you can put it onto Facebook stories too. So I do a lot of the same stuff. I don't get as much on Facebook, but there are people who still follow it. I think I started the first time and I was like, am I recording?
Yeah.
I did it. Like, I think that was my very first story. So don't. Yeah. I mean, it's just like you're talking to your best friend.
And can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
So, Mariana, there's a really fun coach that you might want to follow just for the stories. Her name is Haley Christians, and she's super, super awkward. I'm not saying you're awkward, but she embraces the fact that she's not a good speaker. She talks about it all the time. She talks about her nervousness. She really just is like, I'm not good at this. It's not something that it like makes me nervous. I like have to drink a whole thing of Energize before I talk to my people. And so it's okay. It's okay to be nervous. Like if that's what you are, then say it. Be like, this is my first time doing an Instagram story. I'm like ready to pee my pants, but I'm doing it. You know what I mean? Like it's totally okay. That's the brilliance of this business is you can be who you are. And then you're going to find probably that nervousness after a couple months is really going to go away. And you're going to be like, what the hell was I so worried about? Like, I'm really good at this. So just embrace it. Be nervous. It's okay.
I wanted to share a new app that I'm using now for Instagram stories. So for those of you that are doing it, 15 seconds, the video ends. So sometimes you go on, you don't want to go on for minutes, but if you have something that's like 28 seconds and you're trying to time it, there's an app called Cut Story, Cutstory. And you can basically record a regular video on your camera roll, open up Cut Story, and then open up that video, and then it will create, like, say, 3 videos of 15 seconds, and then they're automatically synced. So if you put them on your Instagram stories, it seems seamless. So I love that app. I got it last week, and it's great if you have something that is going to go over a little over 15 seconds.
I'll just take my actually. Cut Story.
Yeah. Anybody else want to add anything before we finish and wrap up? Because I know we're coming up on an hour. Or any general questions? How about that?
I think the last thing I wanted to add.
Kim.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Kim.
Oh, no, sorry. I wanted to say too, I've discovered that if you save your stories and like your recordings to your phone as you go, like sometimes you might not have time to publish your stuff right then and there, or add a filter or a cute little thing, or if you want to take a poll. So I've discovered that it's really helpful to, like, I do like kind of 3 times a day. I publish stuff to my story so that my circle kind of stays at the top. But you can like take a video and then save it, and then you can judge it like later. And then you can also do a couple takes of something if you want to say, but you can just kind of save it to your camera roll. And then you can post it later, because I was finding at first when I first started doing my stories, I was caught up like every 2 seconds trying to get all these moments. So now I just do like a morning kind of block of time where I save a bunch of stuff and publish stuff. Then in like the afternoon, I'll publish everything that I've saved to my camera roll. And then kind of one before the evening, I'll publish one like last one. So it saves me a lot of time too, because I'm not then on my phone every 2 seconds. So it's like the little, it just says save, and it's like an arrow pointing down in the bottom left of your corner. So I've discovered that kind of saves time.
Awesome. Yes, very good point. Thank you. And then you can also, I think you use the word zhuzh. I love that word. You could zhuzh it up with hype type or
And
word swag. Right? Have you ever guys used those? So those are fun ways to zhuzh, if I'm saying that correctly. I like that, Lisa. Zhuzh it up. Kim.
Anybody else?
Julia has one more point.
Go ahead, Julia. You're unmuted. Oh.
No, you muted it.
Okay. Careful. Yeah, David, I remember you mentioned when on your Instagram, once you had something where once you read a direct message, you had a way to cross it out, because I'm losing people that I'm trying to get back to it once I've read a message, because like you, I'm getting so many.
So what I do, let me see if I can, I was trying to share my screen. Let me see, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I could just show you what I'm doing. First, I'm using for Apple users, I'm using, how do I do this again? Because I choose Wi-Fi network. Hold on, guys. I'm going to just show you. Wi-Fi. Select AirPlay. Select AirPlay. Hold on, bear with me. I'm doing this. Screen mirroring this. There we go. So what I do now, my Instagram here, so I go to my, if I have this option at the top, guys, he's next to where it says search, I can go to unread and sort my people by unread. And that just came on my phone last week.
But not everybody has that.
Right. So if you do have that's an option, and if I happen to read it because you can't mark it unread, I will star it. So what I mean by that is Let me find somebody like this person right here. If you notice, hey, nice to meet you. In the top right, there's a star.
Have you heard of Herbalife?
Yeah, have you heard of Herbalife? Look at that. And this happened at 8:31. This message was sent to them by Stim, and she answered. It's Herbalife. But I at least want to answer. So I do the little star. I tap the star, and then when I'm back to the search, I can go to my starred messages. And these are people that, in fact, I didn't get to answer, and they were marked red. Like this girl here, okay, I'm all signed up. This was a police officer in Los Angeles, just bought a challenge pack that I was talking to that I connected from Stim. So if you don't have that option yet, the only other way to do it is I use Flume, F-L-U-M-E, for Apple users because I can sort the messages by unread. I know I gave that a couple months ago. If you are a regular Windows user and you don't have that option yet on your Instagram, I will say the inbox was cumbersome, and that's what I dealt with early on. And I would just try to work from the bottom up, from the people, the oldest messages, and work my way up until I found another way to do it, because it's not as user-friendly as Facebook, but it was worth the effort to figure it out.
Okay.
Does that
Thank
make sense?
Yes.
We'll do our best with it.
And then there's Cut Story. Bottom right, there's Word Swag, and there's Hype Type and Snapseed as well. So those are the apps that, in fact, that I use.
Great.
Any other questions before we wrap up? Was this helpful, guys, to hear from some other coaches and what's going on? And the last thing that Joan said she's been doing is she always has a little baggie with Shakeology samples and her business card in her car. So if she comes across people that she's talking to and she's like, hey, yeah, let me give you a sample to try, if they're talking to her about, Shakeology or nutrition or whatever, she gives out samples and her business card to everybody, and she connects with them through social media. So she always has that on hand. She either has it in her purse or in her car. So when she's out and about talking to people at her kids' sporting events and things like that, she has things available. I know that was one thing that she's said she's been doing. So that's been helpful. Flume is an app that connects to Insta. So Flume is...
No, Flume is, you can go to you can just Google Flume. It's a MacBook for your computer, for Apple computers. Apple. And it's basically where you could, I will quickly share them in the call, because
it is connected to your Instagram though. I mean, it communicates, it communicates with your Instagram.
It's your messages. Yeah.
Right.
So if I was to, everybody can see my screen. If I was to open my Flume, what it does, it's opening right now.
Makes me think of a ride, a log flume.
Let's see where it is. Right here. So here's my Flume. And then these are all my unread messages in my inbox from people that I'm speaking to. And you could sort it. So then I just go to the bottom, and I can start right from this person, boy with whatever, then Nick Beaver, and just work my way up. And I can just type quicker on my computer. That's what Flume is. And you could also, from here, you can go to your homepage and Instagram as well.
And you could see their accounts.
Yeah, you can go to yours. You could see their accounts. So it's much easier when I'm working and I'm really trying to get a lot done. I work from Flume rather than my phone.
And you can type longer messages using Flume than you can on your Instagram app.
And it's easier to copy and paste things if you do have some type of scripts that you normally use. So that's what Flume is. It's all about being efficient. And it was cumbersome at first. I couldn't figure it out. Didn't know if I hit enter, it wasn't a space, and I sent a message before it's done. But hey, guys, that's all part of the journey of learning.
Yeah.
Right? So.
All right.
If that's it, we can want to wrap.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. All right, guys. So we will see you in 2 weeks when we have Kim Lima as our guest speaker on the call. And if I remember correctly, she's going to be talking about...
I don't remember.
Something about not making excuses. She is a breast cancer survivor. So I'm pretty sure she's a very straightforward person, right? Yep. She's not going to sugarcoat anything, which I like about her. So definitely make sure you're on that call. That is April 16th, I do believe. That's the week that some of us leave for Riviera Mile. I'm so excited. So we're going to see some of you guys on the trip. And keep pushing, guys. You guys are doing awesome. And take advantage of everything that Beachbody is giving us. There is no other business like this where they're like, here you go. We'll do the advertising. Here you go.
Yeah.
We'll stock it. Here you go. We'll send it to people. You just talk to people.
Let's get our bars on Friday.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get our bars. I'm really excited. Who's getting the bars? I'm excited.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right, guys. So we will see you. Have a great, great night, and thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Right.